Yo, what's up, everyone? It's your boy Looney. Today I'm going to break down my long-term game plan to hit financial freedom using options and investing. It's not going to be a flashy, and I'm not going to show a get rich quick, but it's very consistent, and that's what actually builds wealth. And we're going to be talking about selling premium, selling options, reinvesting profits, and compounding that over time. Let's get into it. Quick shout out to the Discord. It is free to join. And then I also have a premium version with more perks. You get one-on-one coaching, trade alerts, there's courses, and I do giveaways. You can check it out. All links will be in the description. So first off is consistency is the foundation. I'm putting in money every day. I'm DCAing into crypto and stocks like Sony and Hood. Very small amounts, but every day adds up. So we saw a massive pullback in crypto yesterday and a couple days, I guess, in general. So if we go back to this past week, these past 2 days have been a bit rough, or maybe just this past day going into today is still down, but I'm still investing. So on these bad days, these red days, I am putting money in no matter what, and just simply building that position. Dogecoin, I have a 1,500 position. I had more. I have been selling, just taking profits. And that's not because I don't believe in it long term, but I'm just saving cash for a better opportunity. I'm aware that crypto can fall 70% and it can get a little crazy sometimes. So just taking a little profits is not a bad play. And green is green, so taking profits is always good. And then we have other plays like Bitcoin, of course, another small position because I have been taking profits as well. I put $3 a day and taking $10 whenever I saw an opportunity. I'm already up, if we go to my all-time, 46% and 60%. These other ones still have a lot of work to do. Shiba down 13% and Ethereum Classic down 23%. And even regular Ethereum, I'm down 4%, which is pretty crazy. I've been doing DCA with Ethereum for a while now, and I'm still negative. So pretty crazy that DCA does work sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. But you could see here that at least I'm building a position and I could actually do something with it. I could afford to take profits and reinvest those somewhere else. And then we switch over to options. I'm selling puts and cover calls almost every week. I give these calls to my premium members on Discord, another plug. So even if it is just $20, $40, $60 in premium, that income is reoccurring. If we go to my options, and I do mix in other options that I'm going to get into, but past week I'm up 700, past month still 700, 3 months 400, year to date 1,500. So although it might look like you need a lot, in reality, you could start with one position. I'm doing multiple now. But realized profit are a little different. Positions that have closed and aren't open. I have a realized gain of 114 in the past week, past month, 139, and then past 3 months, 1,100. So little amounts, they do add up, they do compound, and it helps me build a bigger portfolio, a bigger position. And I'm being very opportunistic with these selling options. I'm not just doing these whenever available. I'm really doing it when I see red days to sell puts. And with covered calls, I kind of do them whenever. But when I have a poor man's covered call, so let's get into that, is when I'm a little bit more picky when I choose to do these. So if we scroll down here, I have 2 long leap calls. I have one on SoFi and then one on Riot. Riot, I'm not too sure because I do have a lot of options going right now. I'm not too sure if my poor man's covered call is still going on with this stock or not. But if we look, a poor man's covered call is a long leap option, and then you can sell a call against it because that long leap acts as that 100 shares of collateral. So it pretty much substitutes owning the shares. And SoFi, I am doing that. I ended up closing one of my positions on this one just to get that profit, but I'm being very opportunistic. So if I see SoFi jump up on one day and it goes in the green, that's probably when I will sell a call or at least one call against this position. And I'll make sure to do it at a very safe delta so there's less management and less stress/risk. So once again, I'm just gonna show you real quick how to actually set this up. And I don't believe it does show up on Robinhood that it's called this, but it's essentially a poor man's covered call. So if we go to trade options, and then a long-term option. So let's go out to all the way down here. Let's do September 2026, and you buy a call, and we're going to do one that is deep in the money. And let's do this 0.79 delta. So you hit this pull plus sign, and I do believe you do need level 3 option trading, so you can't do this without that. So you hit that plus sign, and then you go to sell call. Now we can do a shorter term, and let's do one that's like 1 month out. So June 27th, sell call. And again, I like to be very conservative when I do these. So again, we click that little check mark, and it pulls up here. So it looks a little weird, but as the stock runs up, you make profit, and you can manage this very differently. You can roll your covered call. So if SoFi goes past that 15.5 on that short-term option, you could roll it. I doubt SoFi, well, I don't want to say doubt, you never know, but it's very unlikely for SoFi to go up to that 15.5 mark. And also, if we do go below that $10 or just overall the stock decreases, you at least get some profit from the short-term call. Because if we get rid of this and we go to sell call, the max loss are a little different or a little worse, not as good. Just adding this sell call against it helps out with the max loss and just losses in general with hedging. But that's what I'm doing. I'm using these premiums to buy long-term calls and selling cover calls opportunistically. So every dollar I earn from the premium does go into work. Not only am I using it to buy long leap options, but I'm also buying more shares. Right now, Sony is one of my positions that I'm trying to acquire 100 shares. And if I'm being honest, this is not a stock that I am super bullish on in the sense that I don't think it's going to make me a millionaire. But I do want to own 100 shares so I can at least do something with these shares and just earn income and maybe sell these at some point. But from those premiums, if I see an opportunity to buy Sony, I won't be afraid to do it. So I'll buy $10 shares or 10 shares just randomly. I bought $5 shares right there. And I'm just trying to get 100 shares. And I am using not the premium money, but I am doing $8 a day as well into this stock. So this strategy scales. And how I plan to reach 6 figures and beyond without chasing hype or trying to get big. I'm not doing day trading. I'm not doing SPY calls and SPY puts, but it is very boring, and it's not a get rich quick plan. It's a get rich for sure one. I'm being very consistent. I am not trying to go too risky. You can see year to date, I am still red, and that's because some of my bigger positions are still red, but all time up 27%. And I can see this portfolio growing to 50K at some point, reaching all-time highs. And that's just the real path to freedom. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and hit the Discord for real-time plays and breakdowns. Peace.